Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Atelier Nekozuki podcast. My name is Katie. Today is Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, and this is episode 81. Sorry, I did just actually re-record this, so it is a little bit trippy, obviously, and I am out of practice again. I'm so sorry, guys. But thank you for joining me, whether you are returning or new. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to watch my podcast. And we should mostly be back to regularly scheduled program, at least for the next few weeks. I do have a wedding up in Edson in 3 weeks, so maybe not, but I'll try. I won't promise anything. Actually, that day I might end up recording on the Friday instead, but I'll give you a better idea closer to. So yeah, I really actually don't have much to talk about this week, or since I've recorded last time. I believe I did record right before I went to Victoria for a wedding. I drove out on Friday, which actually worked out perfect. Showed up to the airport half an hour before Dallas landed, so that was amazing timing. And then we caught a ferry over to Vancouver Island and had the wedding that weekend. And then we were on the island until Thursday. We came back from Nanaimo Thursday, so there wasn't, I don't know, I was extremely tired. I don't know why, but every time we go to the island I get really tired. Maybe it's too much oxygen to my head since I'm so used to the thinner mountain air, who knows. But anyway, I don't actually end up having much to talk about. For crafting, mostly what I have been doing is the wedding I have in 3 weeks, I need to have a blanket done for. So right now I am adding gray onto these dots. So this is what they look like before that. Then this is what they look like with the gray crocheted on them. I hadn't realized for some reason that you could crochet the dots and then do the gray right at the same time. I thought in my head, should have read the instructions better because obviously it's not true. But in my head, what ended up happening was all of this border was actually crocheted on when you go to attach it into the blanket. But that shows you how much I know about crochet. I have something like 9 dots of the blue left to do, so I'm nearly there. It's actually quite good. And then I need to finish 35 purple, which I don't have in the bag right now, and 35 of this green. So I've got 70 more dots, plus the few that need this whole handful here, that need the gray crocheted onto them. And then they just need to be attached. The extremely scary part of this is that there is a ton of ends to weave in. So just for the dots alone, there's 560 ends. But hey, I might actually have it done, considering that the crochet is going significantly faster than if I were knitting it. I figure I'm about a third of the way through. Especially once I get these guys done, I'll be a third of the way through. So I should be able to get that done within the next couple days. And then I can work on the other colors, and I'll just make sure that I put the gray on them at the same time so there's not all of this extra work after they're finished. And then I will weave in ends before or once they're attached, because then I can deal with all the ends of attaching them too, because that adds at least 2 more ends for every circle every time you attach it too. And it's suggested that you attach it 2 to 3 times. I did figure out how I'm going to attach them, however. I've got the base row done. I am going to detach the second row that I put together with chain stitches down the side, and then I'm going to place them and attach them in 3 places in a triangle, kind of between the different dots. Because what ends up happening is you have to attach them kind of like this. So this would be row 1 and this would be row 2. And so row 2 is kind of sunk in between 2 dots. And the way I have it right now, it looks stretchy and weird. So what I'm going to do, instead of do a crochet of a single row across and attaching at the same time, I'm going to just leave row 1 done, and then I'll put row 2 in as individual dots and then attach them as I go. That is the new plan, because right now they look really weird and like stretched out really odd, and I have a feeling some of that will be fixed in blocking because I haven't blocked any of the dots yet. I was considering doing that before, like doing stacks of like dots to block, but I feel like it'll block better as a blanket. It's going to be pain because it's going to be quite large. I don't know the actual measurements, and I doubt my gauges right anyway. But we'll figure it out. I've got a whole stack of dots finished, and yeah, just get these finished hopefully in the next couple nights. So that is actually the only progress I've had since I recorded last. So like 2 weeks. Oh, I did knit on some socks, which I totally forgot to bring though. They're vanilla socks. I guess the info on the yarn here, it's a Stell worsted. It's an acrylic nylon wool blend. It's a superwash wool. Because with a large project like this, I definitely want an affordable yarn, and this fit the bill. I was able to pick it up at a local yarn shop in Calgary, Stash Lounge, and that's just what I'm doing. Or that's just what I did, and I'm doing it on an Addy 5.0mm needle hook, I guess, in this case. The socks I'm knitting, they're just vanilla socks. They're getting knit out of Cascade Heritage Paints. Whatever one's not the silk blend. It's a merino nylon blend, I do know that. And they're being knit on US 1 2.25mm needles. And I'm lazy and I'm not going to get them. And really they're not that exciting, so I'll show them to you next time I have progress on them. I'm a terrible podcaster, guys. I'm sorry. Don't record when I say I'm going to, or any regular schedule, and then I forget stuff to actually show you when I have so little content. I did pack lots of knitting. So I packed this along with all of its extra yarn because I thought that on the off chance I might actually be able to like get a lot of work done. Haha. Because I think I ended up crocheting in a 12-hour drive around 3 of these, like for the thing. But again, I was really tired and I don't get it. But I took that. I took Lily Pilly, and I also took the Good Vibes shawl, and yeah, just didn't happen. I did visit lots of yarn shops when I was out there though, and I won't show you the actual acquisitions right now because I'm not going to. I'll show it to you as I use it. I feel like that makes it a little bit more sustainable as well. But I stopped at 88 Stitches in Langley and had a fantastic visit there, and I picked up some sock yarn, as one does. And then I stopped at Bad Anna's on East Hastings because I never get a chance to actually go there Knit City weekend, and that's really the only other time I'm in the Vancouver area is for Knit City. So I did that one. And then, of course, Beehive Wool Shop in Victoria. I actually got a sweater's quantity of yarn there, which I'm super excited about. It's for a pink sweater. I don't have any pink sweaters in my in my wardrobe right now, and it's a really nice pink, and it's a yarn I haven't used before. It's Juniper Moon in the Thistle colorway, a fingering weight. So I'm going to knit the Brooklyn Tweed Willapa cardigan in that. It's an open front cardigan. It's longer, and I'm going to knit in, like, I actually ended up trying it on in the shop, so that was really fun because it looked really good too. And then we stopped at Mad About You and Nanaimo as well, so it was like a nice big yarn tour, super awesome. And so I was vicariously knitting, as Caroline from Dunder Knit would term it. Lots of yarn and lots of yarn purchases, and then thoughts about what it's actually going to become. So that was realistically it. The wedding was absolutely spectacular. We had perfect weather for it on the Saturday, and then it rained a good chunk of the rest of our time there, but it was pleasant. Went for a run in Victoria, had a really good run actually, and then right at the very end, I was turning back to finish the last like 300 meters or something like that, or just to actually no, I was running back to take photos of this really cool underpass because I'd run through it going and run through it coming back, so I was going to turn around and go back and take photos because then it was cool down time. And I twisted my ankle in the last like 10 minutes of the run, and I'm still so mad. It's still sore too, so I must have like really bruised it. It swelled up. It didn't look like an ankle. Yeah, yeah, I just stepped off the side of the sidewalk and just like over on it. So that put a kibosh on like running plans out in Victoria. It was still quite sore even through the weekend because I ended up doing Inglewood Night Market on Friday, and that was good. And then did that other thing, Calgary Stampede, both Saturday and Sunday. Went to the Chuck Wagon races there. And then, so it's still really sore. It's getting better now, but it's definitely has its moments of like, hey, I'm tender and you twisted me like a week ago. So, super annoying. But June and this first bit of July have been like super insane. So I'm getting back into the exercise and healthier diet in the next couple of weeks and such, which I'm super excited about because I'm going a little bit squirrely. I'll probably make sure that my ankle is completely not sore before I start running again. I don't want to put any impact on it right now, but spin's really good, and I'll start back into my yoga and stuff too, which will help like build up the muscles around it again. I haven't twisted my ankle since I was like a kid, so it's been a lot longer than I would like to admit on camera. But we did that, Stampede, and then just tried to chill out at home on the Monday. Saw a friend that is teaching over in China. She came out and met Flynn because she hadn't met him yet, and like chilled with the kitty cats. I think she's really missing hers back in China, so it was a good way for her to get some cuddle time in. And then today I went and got my hair dyed pink again, and it looks absolutely spectacular. Hopefully with a little bit less management and maintenance, simply because I won't have the root grow out the same way as I normally would, and the color is really nice. I like it. I like how it's a little bit darker than, if you've been watching the podcast or seen me in the last few years, you know that I went like super bright pink previously, but I think I really like this color a lot more. I don't know why it's so different from what we did before, because I told her exactly what the same colors were, but that's okay. I like this one better. This was actually what I was looking for last time, and I got that super bright pink. Not that I'm complaining about that, but I do like this. And it's amazing how much more I feel like myself with pink hair. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I love it. And got it trimmed a little bit shorter again, so it can still be pulled back for like spin and everything like that. There's actually quite a bit. I should have gotten her still to trim it more short, because there's still quite a bit of hair back there, so I'll remember that next time. But yeah, it feels really good and I love it. So we'll see how this one like fades out and works and stuff like that. I'm hoping it means I don't have to go back as often, just because it is really expensive to do it like consistently, at least. So it's why I actually stopped doing it originally, is I just couldn't, like, especially since it was up to my roots, I couldn't justify the cost for a while. But yeah, I'm super happy with it, and I will keep it up at least through our big Disney trip with the family down in October. So, because I want pink hair in front of the castle, obviously. And then listening and reading. I listened to The Tea House Fire by Ellis Avery. Sorry, I did look at these things right before I started recording. Of course, I didn't write them down, so I don't remember them as well, but it was Ellis Avery. And then I am currently listening to Angel Fall by Susan E. Definitely is written in the time period of the post-apocalyptic dystopian times, for young adult books, and it's good. I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more a few years ago, but it's something to listen to that I don't have to be overly committed oh my goodness, I'm out of practice. Anyway, that I have to be overly committed to either, which is nice, since I am not as proficient of a crocheter as I am a knitter, so I have to look at this the whole time I'm doing it, which is not the worst thing, and I know I probably could fix that fairly rapidly if I just started doing it, but I don't have time to do it right now, because as I think I mentioned, it's 3 weeks to the wedding, and I would like this one to be on time. I've never actually made a blanket and had it be on time yet, because I've done blankets for all of my friends who have gotten married so far. And my husband's friends as well, so, you know, I would love to have one that's actually finished on time. So, but I can't actually watch anything or at least I can't be like consistently watching something like anime with subtitles or something like that. So I'm catching up on podcasts and listening to audiobooks. And I just counted, I have 11 more of those dots to finish up. Yeah, so that's going to be my next couple of weeks. Current sewing is for TNNA orders that I received. And then I've got a few new things that I'm going to show you once I get photos of it and they're actually on the site. I'll share with you rather than teasing you with shop updates that seem to never happen right now. Although that is what I'm going to be working on the next few days, is photos. So hopefully within the next week, I'll have at least all of the knot bags up that I've shown you, as well as the new goodies. So if you want to know when things get posted, the most reliable way is to watch my Instagram. The second most reliable way is actually the newsletter, which you can sign up for down at the bottom of the website, ateliernekozuki.com, or generally I put a link in the show notes below as well, like the description box. So yeah, I don't have anything else for you guys, but I will see you all in a week, and happy crafting. Thanks so much. Bye.
Oh, it fell. There you go.